The other thing second year brings is Don Brown's drastically different defense. And I'd call it high-risk defense.
The Big Ten analysts said this is going to be a high-risk, high-reward defense. Is that,
Whoa. Yeah. That's a bunch of baloney.
Thank you.
Okay? The high risk, no. I mean, we just don't throw this stuff against the wall. You take it, oh, I'm going to throw it and run this play. Come on. We're not doing that.
Coach, I was here in August last year, your first year at Michigan, and after practice I mentioned that I thought your defense was high risk, high reward. You took exception to that, rightfully so. I didn't really know the defense, so I appreciate you letting me come back to learn more about your defense, and I hope you're still not mad at me.
I am not mad, Coach. That was way out of proportion. But we are, to some degree, you know, if you deem pressure high risk, we are. But obviously, you got to do a great job of evaluating protections and personnel groupings. And so we think it's a little less high risk because we spend the time necessary to kind of hopefully put our guys in the best position possible in those scenarios.
So when you talk about your defense, is there any one label that kind of generally sums it up, what kind of defense it is?
Yeah, solve your problems with aggression. That's the line in our locker room. We want our guys to realize that it's going to be an aggressive mindset. We're going to play the game on the balls of the feet. We're not going to be a read-type defense. We're going to penetrate, attack, and knock them back. That's the way I want our guys to play this tremendous game.
Can you think of an example last year where you were having trouble and you solved the problem with aggression?
Colorado, we struggled in the first quarter of that game, and we just kept the foot on the gas in the second quarter, kind of played our way back in, and continued on in the third quarter. And that was your big test right there, because we gave up a 70-yard pass early in the third quarter.
Looking deep, airing it deep. He's got a man out there. It's Fields, and Shea Fields all the way for the touchdown.
That was a game where you could be tested, where you go, oh, we gotta be careful. You don't want to pressure here, and I think that's a scenario where we needed to put our foot on the gas to prove that we could fight our way through it. And that I thought was a turning point for us last year.
For a fan, give us an example of what pressure is. So if they're watching Michigan's defense and they're saying, okay, Coach Brown's having problems, he's going to solve it with aggression. Wait till you see this. What would this be?
Well, as you know, Coach, most defenses are four-man rush defenses. So when you're in a pressure scenario, it's at least five. We're a big five-man pressure team, have been. It's on the tape. Everybody knows it. That's what we're going to do. But we're also going to go with six, and in some cases, seven. That's, I think, what you'd see on the tape. Now, I also believe that some four-man rushes where you show everybody up, and we call them blitz simulators.
Here's the changeup from Don Brown. Pressure, 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 right? Now they're going to drop. Different look. Instead of bringing that pressure, they still try to get Peppers in, but it's just still rushing four. But they changed up some coverage, confused Beathard and his receivers.
The quarterback will feel like it's pressure because one of the second level or third level players will come, but it's really a simulation of that pressure, and it's a four-man rush.
As I study your tape, I noticed your front plays both read and moves.
Yes.
If I am accurate, what's the advantage of playing both techniques?
Just what you said. For example, we're in a spread run play. Let's take the zone read where the quarterback is reading the defensive end. All of a sudden, that defensive end's in the B gap. Here comes the outside linebacker to take over his spot in the twist piece, and we're bringing the backside linebacker from the other side. We actually had several occasions last year where we were able to get that linebacker free, and the quarterback is reading the onside defensive end, and he's getting hit in the back because he's reading the end and he doesn't know that the available backer's coming. You're just trying to not give him a clean, easy read.
This is your second year at Michigan. What's the biggest difference from year one?
Last year was a completely different spring for me. I felt like I was just kind of putting in the system and really focused on that piece where, we're trying to develop our identity. We're working through it.
Good turn.
Who we going to be, and we're fooling with some different concepts to see what might be the best suited for us. I'm just having a blast with this group. This is a tremendous group of young men to coach.
That's great. Well, I am not going to say high risk, high reward any longer. I am going to say solve your problems on the field with aggression.
Awesome coaching.
Thanks,
Thank
Coach.
you.
Appreciate it.